Hi Copites, welcome back to the channel. So Paul Joyce has put an article out in the Times about Geertruida. Now Geertruida is a very good player. Arne Slot used to have him at Feyenoord with him, and he's exactly what we need. He's a right-sided defender, so he can play right back and centre back. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to take a deep dive into what Paul Joyce has said. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the player, just in case you don't know who he is. And then I'll give my opinion on what I think of him. I think he's a good player. I'll tell you now before we even start the video. I think he's the perfect signing for us, but it is complicated. So let's take a bit of a deep dive. Okay, spare me a second. Okay. Paul Joyce in the Times is reporting Liverpool's interest in Lutsharel Geertruida, and it's not just monitoring. It's being framed around Liverpool wanting him to solve defensive issues, with steps already in motion involving more than one club. And the key detail here, Sunderland would want compensation before letting him go. And any move would also involve his parent club, RB Leipzig. So as we know, Jurgen Klopp is the head of global soccer at Red Bull. So I would imagine that Liverpool will be talking to Jurgen Klopp about it. I cannot see Jurgen Klopp stopping the move. Yes, he's head of global football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, but he's also a very, very shrewd businessman as well. He knows that Red Bull are there to make money. That's it. He's on loan at Sunderland at the moment, so he would have to cancel his loan at Sunderland. That's why Sunderland want compensation, and then we would have to agree a fee as well with RB Leipzig to buy the player. What the Times report actually says. So let's pin down the core of the report. According to Joyce in the Times, Liverpool want Geertruida as part of strengthening their defensive option. So as you know, we need a centre-back. We've been linked with Mark Gay since last summer. He went to Man City in the end. Apparently we didn't even go back in for him. That's why he went to Man City. He wanted Liverpool, and he ended up going to Man City because Liverpool didn't come back in for him. Because he's currently with Sunderland, Sunderland would seek a compensation fee before allowing anything to happen. And crucially, this isn't a simple buy him from Sunderland situation. Liverpool would also have to negotiate with RB Leipzig because they hold his registration. So the structure here is basically Liverpool, Sunderland, compensation, permission, and Liverpool, Leipzig, player rights, actual deal mechanics. Now the obvious reason this link pops. Arne Slot knows the player. Geertruida came through Feyenoord and he played under Slot there. He was a big part of that side and wore responsibility in the group. So if Liverpool are genuinely looking at him, it's not random, it's classic. Manager knows exactly what he's getting type of recruitment. For anyone who hasn't watched him closely, position primarily a right-sided defender, can play right back and centre back, and he knows and is known for being tactically smart and comfortable in possession. Modern defender, not a who-fit type. More about control, positioning, stepping in and build-up. Age bracket experience, not a kid, already been in pressure games, title races, Europe, and has leadership background. This is the type of defender you sign if you want more control in the first phase, more flexibility across the back line, and someone who can execute the manager's patterns without needing a year to learn it. So obviously if we sign Geertruida, he knows our formation already, he knows how Slot plays, so he should just go straight in and not have any issues at all. The situation. Now here's where the story gets interesting. The reporting around the situation makes it clear this is multi-party. He's linked with Sunderland. Hey? He plays with Sunderland right now, I should say. Sorry, my handwriting terrible. But he's owned by Leipzig. And Liverpool's route is basically make everyone whole and get the paperwork aligned. That's why the compensation angle matters. Sunderland don't want to be left with nothing if they lose a key player midstream. So this isn't just Liverpool bid X amount and done. It's timing, permissions and the structure. Yeah, Geertruida has been linked with Liverpool before, mainly dating back to his Feyenoord period when big clubs were circling because of his versatility and leadership profile. But here's the difference now. This isn't random. Gossip site says Liverpool link him. This is the Times. This is Paul Joyce territory, which is why it instantly lands differently. So there you go. There's not a great deal out there about it at the moment, but as we know, the transfer window shuts tomorrow. I think this will happen quite quickly. If Sunderland aren't going to stand in his way, I think it'll happen quite quickly. I don't know about transfer fees and stuff. We'll have to wait for that. But I think it'll be a great signing. I think it'll help the squad. And he obviously knows Arne Slot. But there's something else I'm thinking now as well. So if Arne Slot is bringing in a player that he knows well, is there a change in the way that FSG are thinking? Have they actually said to Edwards and Hughes, let Arne Slot, bring in players he wants? Because I don't believe, I've said this before, that Arne Slot had a great deal to do with the summer transfer window. I think Edwards and Hughes have gone for players they think. I don't know. I mean, I might be wrong. I don't know. Just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you know much about Geertruida? Do you think this could change the summer? Do you think Arne Slot will still go if he's bringing in players that used to play for him? Because Geertruida's not going to say, oh, well, is Arne Slot still going to be manager next season? Because he's going to be loyal to Slot, isn't he? If Slot's not going to be there, I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? That's it for now. Take it easy.